Today we're making sausage gravy and we're putting it over biscuits. Homemade gravy is going to be delicious. Stick around and see how we do it. To make sausage gravy, we're going to have some sausage, butter, and flour. We're going to start off by making our roux. Our roux is going to be the butter and flour. And then after the roux is done, we're going to add the sausage. So let's start off with the roux. First thing we do with the roux, we melt some butter. So while the butter is melting, I'll let you know that I pre-cooked the sausage. You don't need to cook the sausage with the gravy unless you want to use the grease with it. I don't want to use the grease from the sausage. I want to use the butter to make my roux. So I pre-cooked the sausage to make things go a lot quicker. We're going to do even amounts of flour and butter to make our roux. Once the butter's melted, we'll add the flour, stir that in, let that cook for a while so it gets the floury taste out of the roux. And then I'm going to add the sausage. I'm going to make sure the sausage is completely covered with the roux. Once that's covered, then we add the milk. We add our milk slowly. The issues I've had in the past when I've added my milk, everything gets too cold too quick and then the butter gets hard and then you got to remelt the butter to incorporate it in the thing. So we add the milk slowly, mix it in. As it incorporates, when we're done, we got a beautiful gravy. So here we go. Got our butter melting out real nicely, but I want the butter to be completely melted before I add the flour to it. And then we want everything completely incorporated. All right, flour's melted. Here goes the butter. That was quarter cup of flour, quarter cup of butter. Now we're going to incorporate this. We're going to turn up our heat a little bit. So while you're cooking this, if you think your ratios are off, go ahead and add more. If you need more butter, add more butter. If you need more flour, add more flour. So I want to get these chunks out. Mash these chunks down. We're going to let this cook for a while. Let it go until it changes color. So it's more of a yellow, maybe oranges. I don't know. We'll find out. Because what that does when you cook the flour with the butter is it takes the floury taste out of the gravy. So your gravy doesn't smell or taste like flour. Okay. I'm going to add the sausage so that we can incorporate the sausage into everything.
Go.
Now with the sausage in here, what I want is all the little grains of sausage completely covered with the roux. The roux is the butter and the flour. Now for seasoning, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, but you really don't need to because this breakfast sausage has a nice flavor to it. And the seasonings from the sausage will come out. All right, so now look at that. Our sausage is nice and covered. I'm going to turn up our heat a little bit so that as we add our milk, it doesn't get too cold too quick. So we'll let that heat up and then we'll add our milk. So now that we got this cooking in here real nice, we're going to add some milk. So we're just going to add a little bit. About that much. Now we're going to incorporate that. Okay, the milk gets hot fast. All right, now we add some more milk. And we incorporate this. You see it's still kind of chunking up on us a little bit. But at this stage, all you're doing is adding milk. Adding milk, incorporating it with the butter and the flour, and that's going to make the milk thicker. You're going to have a nice, thick, delicious gravy. Just like Grandma used to make, if you're lucky enough that your grandma made gravy for you. My grandma never made gravy for me. Getting a little too hot. Just keep slowly adding your milk to your gravy. Now, one thing that I did that was wrong today, that I didn't prepare properly. I only had really a half of a gallon. Half a gallon is a quart. We only have 1 quart of milk. Usually I do more than that because, you know, we enjoy this stuff. So our gravy might be a little too thick. But you know what? Having a thick gravy is not a bad thing, is it now? Now we're gonna add the rest of our milk. So we still got a good amount of gravy here. We're gonna let all of this incorporate, and then we're gonna have some wonderful, wonderful gravy. So I was saying my grandmother never made me gravy, but to be honest with you, my father taught me how to cook this. He taught me how to make a roux. Not how to make sausage gravy, but we used to make SOS when I was a kid. And he taught me how to make SOS, but it's just a white milk gravy. That's the same in any white gravy. It's all made the same. So now we got all our milk in there. We got our flour in there. So all we do is let this heat up, kind of cook, and everything's going to incorporate. Now, what about biscuits, you say? With the biscuits, we cheat. Making biscuits from hand is fun and all that, but you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I'm not very good at it. So we just go get a bag of frozen biscuits. This is you throw them on the sheet and stick them in the oven. And you get a nice, beautiful, look at this thing. This thing's great. Nice flaky biscuit. Hot flaky biscuit. Look at this. You pull your spoon across here and it leaves a trail behind it. This gravy's starting to thick up real nice. So while it's thickening, we'll go ahead and add some pepper. I'm not going to add a lot of pepper because my lovely wife hates pepper. So I'm just going to do a little bit of pepper. Just enough. She'll never know.
Oh no.
We'll turn this temperature down a little bit. This gravy is basically done. Look at it. Look at this beautiful gravy. I'm turning my heat down to warm just to keep it warm. I don't need to cook anymore because I don't want to burn it. But I can pull my spoon across. Look at all that. Just leave a well right there. So my gravy's good. So guess what? It's time to try it. Wow. Who wants a bite? Yes, I want a bite. I love sausage gravy and biscuits. My problem is I eat way too much and I get a horrible stomachache the rest of the day. I like having a lot of extra gravy on there. Got nice gravy biscuits, a lot of nice, beautiful sausage on there. If you've never made this before, make it for your family for breakfast. Have a great day.